Okay, so let me introduce the beautiful Lily Lee. Uh, First of all, she has created a beautiful ecosystem designed to support people exactly where they are, guiding them to activate and reconnect with their light language, remember how to use it, and realign with who they truly are. Through this work, individuals awaken their innate psychic abilities, navigate life with greater ease and joy, and activate their divine soul blueprint. This process empowers them to embody their highest potential and live a purposeful, soul aligned life as they were always meant to live. So I introduce to you Lily Lee.
Thank you, Sandra, for that beautiful introduction. And I'm super excited to be included in this beautiful event today. So thank you for having me.
For sure. Now, I think something that we didn't discuss beforehand is would you like the floor entirely or interview style?
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Okay, let's step into the energy first of all. What is light language? Because I know I had a really magical experience around light language myself. And so maybe explain how you discovered light language and go on from that.
Okay, sure. So light language, very, very simply put, it's actually just a vibration of any living thing. So if it's a living thing, it has a vibration, therefore it has a sound. Even if we cannot hear it with our human ears, it has a sound, such as plants even, because that's why they came up with a technology, the plant wave technology. I love it, where you can connect something to the plant and the leaves, and then you can hear how beautiful the frequency it is that they're producing. So that simply put, that is what light language is. And as a result, all of us, everyone, because we're all living things, we can speak it. We can connect with our soul dialect, our soul frequency and vibration, if we wish to do so, and especially if we are supposed to connect with it in this lifetime.
I love that. I'm going to share that I remember being on something like this as a person in the audience, not a guest speaker, but a person in the audience. And I put up my hand to ask a question. I asked the question. I no longer recall what the answer was. However, the person who was speaking at the time said, "Oh, you're being activated," and I was like, "Okay, well, what does that mean?" And at that time, I was still fairly new in my spiritual journey. And it was over the days after that that I recognized some weird sound happening in my head, and then went into the shower and attempted to put it to voice, et cetera, et cetera. And that, like, it's evolved majorly since then. And I believe that was probably back in 2016. So I love this. So I'm on year 10 of this now. So what happened for you? How did yours appear?
So for me, I think everything started with regards to the so-called consciousness awakening is when my mom passed away back in 2018, suddenly from pancreatic cancer. So she passed away, I would say maybe a couple of weeks after she was diagnosed. So since then, after her funeral dinner, I collapsed for no reason because I literally remember, oh, I was so relaxed because after we have the dinner, I'm like, okay, everything is all done. Tomorrow's Saturday, I can relax now. I can go home. And then I collapsed in the restaurant for no reason. So, we did many, many tests, medical tests, and the doctors didn't find out what caused it. So I gave myself about 6 months to recuperate because I was feeling off. I just wasn't the same. So I think most likely it's called grief. I was going through grief. And then what I noticed was after 6 months, because I gave myself internally 6 months to recuperate. So after 6 months, when the kids went back to school, I started noticing that I am seeing 911 on the clock. And because I'm always pretty open to everything, meaning like, oh, it's probably a message, like, because I wasn't really awakened, so to speak, but I'm open to all that. So I'm like, oh, someone trying to warn me something, 911, because in North America, 911 means, oh, emergency, emergency, dial 911. So I was thinking, oh, is someone trying to warn me something? Then I start Googling, and the good old Google mentioned, oh, it's angel numbers. And as soon as I figured, I connected to a message, what they said it was, I connected to it. I go, oh, yeah, maybe it's that. That makes sense. Then I noticed they start giving me other numbers. And because I start seeing 911, I start seeing other things. So that's the start of my so called consciousness awakening process. And for the actual light language, again, I was doing some meditation on YouTube. I think it's just one of the YouTube meditations. And this lady was doing the normal, regular stuff, closing your eyes, let's take deep breaths, so on and so forth. And then she started speaking this thing. And I started bawling, right? And I'm usually not that emotional. And I start bawling and bawling and bawling, but in a good way. Like, meaning, wow, that feels like home. What is it? What is this? I know it's not a human dialect. It's not like some foreign language I've never heard of, right? But what is this thing? So one thing led to another. I came across that this is light language. But before that, I also saw a TV show on Netflix called OA, Original Angel. And it's just some show, something about this lady trying to gather 5 or 6 people. And then she's teaching them how to do a sequence with their hands, and something happens. And again, I watched that and I was like, bawling, bawling, bawling. What is this? I know I'm supposed to do something with my hands, and something is supposed to happen. What is this? So, again, one thing led to another. Usually, when we ask a question, and if we're able to quiet our mind enough, messages and information and answers are always within our reach. But it's important to be our mind to be quiet enough to be able to recognize it. So for me, one thing led to another, and eventually, I actually someone introduced me to a light language activator. That's what I do now, and I'm like, as soon as I heard that, I'm like, absolutely activate me because I want to, I know how to do this, but I want to speak it. So shortly after I got activated, easily 3 dialects came through, then six, then, a dozen, so on and so forth. And I just stopped counting.
I love the magic of your path, and I also heard how entirely different mine was. And I want to ask two more questions, and I'm going to ask them back to back. I know that mine came through, and it really sounded like a very digital sound in my head, and it has evolved immensely. I'm unsure if that would be different dialects. I think it was just the evolvement of the one. I do recognize that I have a dragon one, which is really interesting because it's such a low range that I really have to get out of the way to let it come through. So what did yours sound like when you first started? Was is the first question, and I can't remember what the second question was. So let's start with that one.
Okay, so the first one that came through, to be honest, I can't remember exactly what it was. Um, but I would say it's something that was very fast. Right. It's something that was very, very fast. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'm just making it up. I remember saying that. I remember going, oh, I think I'm just making it up. Because sometimes I truly believe many of us do speak soul dialect and light language. You just don't know it. Because humans, when we say things we don't understand, we call it gibberish. When we write things that we don't understand, we call them scribbles. but they can very well be soul dialect light language that you're speaking and light codes that you are writing, right? So for me, yeah, so for me at the beginning, I think it's something that was fairly fast, but I can't recall because I speak so many now.
Yeah. Well, and I love the energy of what you're saying. And I'm recognizing something else too that you said was um, how you were describing what it may sound like to someone. And I know that there was a person in my audience when I was doing this, my light language. They were really shocked because they thought they were listening to tongues, is the word, right? And in that listening to tongues, they thought that they might be doing something wrong. And had to go get through that limiting belief around that as well. So, what are some of the limiting beliefs that come up around light language?
Before I actually address your question, I just want to talk about briefly about speaking in tongues. So, speaking in tongues is actually a type of light language, truly, right? Because you're channeling, and except light language doesn't have the religious connotations to it. Okay, simply put, that is the difference. So you can call it speaking in tongues, you can call it light language, soul dialect. There's so many different names, although light language is the umbrella term. Yeah, but sorry, to your question, which was, sorry, can you repeat that?
First of all, I really want to say I appreciate that you said something about speaking in tongues so that people understand. And let's go in that direction because the questions are coming through versus me remembering what the questions are. And so my next question actually is that, oh my gosh, my head is just going like whirling right now in energy. Oh, limiting beliefs. That's what it was. What are some limiting beliefs that come up around light language?
Okay, so limiting beliefs. I would actually, I'm called actually to veer towards more of maybe it is called limiting beliefs, but it's more like beliefs that people believe. So that's what light language is about. Okay, all right. So, with regards to light language, the term light language is a human term. And I would like to kind of address it in the sense that the two words, light language. The first word is light. Not all light languages are of the light. That's why sometimes perhaps you're listening to a channeler channeling light language. Internally, you'll get this feeling of, ooh, there's something off about it. So simply put, the most correct way of instead of giving it, oh, that's evil, that's no. Instead of saying that, the correct way of addressing it is the channeler is the intention that the channeler put through is not for your current highest good. That's it. And always listen to your internal guidance. If your internal guidance saying, oh, there's something off about this, scroll away. No need to spend any more energy in this at all whatsoever, right? No need to try to figure out, oh, why is it so evil? No. It's just not for your highest good. That's it. So that's why the first word to light language, light, not everything is of the light. The second word, language. So the way that humans relate to the word language is that there are word for word translation, hence a dictionary. Okay, so if we try to learn a new word, we would, generally speaking, refer to a dictionary or learn it by saying, oh, apple. How do you say apple in Chinese? 苹果, right? How do you say whatever in whatever language? So you have a one-to-one definition or articulation, so to speak. But that is not the case with light language, although it's called light language. That's why it's a little deceiving, tricky, right? So that's why often I hear people asking, how do I want to understand what is the definition of what I'm saying? I want to understand what I'm saying, word for word. What is it that I'm saying? But that is not how we understand light language, because a more accurate way of calling it perhaps could be light. I'm just making it up, but something like light vibration, right? Light energy, right? Although the language part, yes, you could actually, there's so many different uses for light language, right? So you can use it for healing energy that's coming through. You can use it for coding, right? Coding means a lot of information, which is the best way to describe it is a zip drive, a zip file, right? A zip file in your computer, it just takes up hardly any space. But when you unzip it, it's like, whoa, that's a lot of information. Same thing with light codes. It's like coding, right? So it can be, you can use it as coding, light codes. You can use it for healing energy. And absolutely, it can come through as messages or even communication, right? As in, we try to communicate with each other using light language. It's actually quite efficient because you literally say what you mean. I mean what you say. We don't do the human thing or, oh, I feel bad. Maybe I should be polite. I shouldn't say. It's just literally you're very respectful, but you're just going, this is what I'm thinking. And the way to understand light language is different. It's not the one-on-one comprehension of this word means this sound means this. No, 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 no. It's more we use different muscles because I teach this in my courses and programs. You use different muscles within you that you're not used to using when you are trying to decipher what a language, what words that you're not familiar with is, it means. Okay. So, yeah, that's a little bit. I hope I answered a little bit of your question.
This has been super powerful already, and you
Oh,
have
great.
answered so many questions that weren't even asked. I think you've been just like we can't make this stuff up with regards to what you're offering here today, like what you're saying and what you're sharing. Um, I have experienced both being the channeler of light language and the receiver of light language. And you're right, it isn't about listening with your human ears. It's about giving the essence of who you are over to the frequency, to the vibration, and letting it flow with you, through you, whatever it is. And you're so accurate as well in how some light languages are going to really resonate with you because you'll walk away feeling moved, feeling changed, feeling activated, feeling healed. So many different words, human words we can put on this. And then too, there are definitely those, because I know of at least two people who channel light language that I'm incapable of listening to their light language because it doesn't resonate with me. It makes me feel that no, I don't want to hear this, right? In fact, I even have a hard time sometimes, especially at the beginning of my light language journey, listening to my own, going back and listening to my own. Coming through me, it was okay, but when I went back and listened to my own at the beginning, it was like, oh, that's so weird. Yeah. Yeah. What else would you like to share about light language?
I just want to say light language is the best kept secret. What do I mean by that? It's the best kept secret that nobody talks about. And I am here to normalize it because it's not something special you need to learn outside of us. It's within. Within, we can all do it. If you wish, of course, right? We can all do this. Why do you want to reconnect? It's not even learning. It's reconnecting, it's remembrance. But why would anybody want to do that? Because it's the fastest way to remember who you truly are. It's the fastest way to activate and remember and to sharpen your innate, what most humans like to call psychic, but I call it innate abilities. Why? Because we all have it. Because psychic, the word psychic has a gatekeeping feel to it, right? It's like, no, 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 only psychics, certain people can speak. Not me. I'm not that special, right? No, 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 no. We all have innate abilities. right? That's the fastest way to tap into who you truly are, tap into your innate abilities, tap into your soul purpose to raise your vibration quickly like that. If you know how to use it, if you remember how to use it. That's why I'm so passionate about normalizing this, right? Because everything that I do is aligned to my current soul purposes, right? And that is to literally to help you remember who you truly are, to help raise the vibration of humanity, right? So we can anchor in that new earth frequency, right? So we can help humanity live and enjoy their life on earth and not so much suffering. Like that's not what life on earth is meant to be, right? So, um, yeah, that's what I want to share. It's normal, like normalize it. It's normal. It
I
truly
love
is.
that. And like anything that eventually becomes normal, there is a sticky or resistance period. Just like when we're learning how to tie our shoelaces or we're learning how to do up our zipper, and we want to give up as a child doing that because we'll never get this, and then we finally get it, right? The same thing goes with the light language. I know for myself, I vividly remember standing in the shower, as I mentioned earlier, and letting it have a voice. I also vividly remember sitting in my work vehicle with my coworker and her going, "Well, go ahead, do it for us." And me going, "What? You want me to actually do it in front of you?" And now, after that, putting myself onto another summit and my light language spontaneously coming through, I really didn't even have control of it in that moment. And not to say that that's going to happen to everybody, okay? Like I'm just that was my experience in the moment. And there was the bigger purpose behind that was that it needed to be shared, right? So what do you remember of your beginnings of the light languages coming through and the awkwardness of that?
My fortunately, I would say my awkwardness didn't last that long. Um, I would say that my major decision was whether or not to actually step into my purpose because I've been wondering what my purpose is, right? Because I've always thought I have a purpose here in life and I want to start focusing on that. So I think at the beginning, I was feeling a little hesitant because I didn't know, but it's all external, right? Like, meaning internally, I'm thinking people outside of me would judge me. So internally, I was thinking, oh, I cannot speak publicly like language, right? What are people are going to think? What are my friends going to think? What are the strangers going to think if I claim that, oh, I'm downloading these healing light codes? Who's going to believe me? That sounds a bit gimmicky, right? Just like that's how I started with actually making jewelry, handmade jewelry, because I love making things from scratch, and I always felt I have healing energy. And again, it's a question mark because I'm going, I have healing energy, no confirmation because I wasn't awakened yet. So I was like, okay, maybe I will infuse these healing energy into my jewelry. Then when women wear it, they're going to look in the mirror, they're going to look good, and they're going to feel good. But little did they know it's because I also infuse healing energy. But when I remember when I said it out loud, I was like, ooh, who's going to believe me? It sounds so gimmicky, right? People are not going to believe me. Until later, I found out it's actually a thing. It does work. There is a thing. So I think at the beginning, it's just more my own limitations, my own fear, thinking that I will be judged by my friends and family. But I've been lucky. My friends and family, they're literally going, "Oh, what is it about? Tell me about it. Oh, speak it." Like literally. And I found out as soon as I decided, because it's a decision, right? It's a decision for you to step into that purpose, right? And then once you decide, honestly, and again, be subtle, like be mindful, And you'll notice that all the answers are coming towards you. Your next stepping stone will light up. And then it's up to you if you want to decide to take that next step. And for me, whatever that's aligned, I took the next step, and that's kind of led me to where I am today, right? So, yeah,
Yeah. I feel the energy of that. Do you feel comfortable or are you called to share some light language with us today?
absolutely. I love doing collective healing.
I'm going to remove myself and have let you be in the spotlight for a few moments while you do this then, okay?
Sure, absolutely. Now, how much time do we have so I can keep time?
Uh, s-
3 minutes.
well, yeah, take 10. Take 10.
Okay, 10.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So before I start, for anyone that is new to light language, again, remember to receive it, if you wish, with your heart, your soul, your cells. And do not try to analyze what is coming through. Instead, just feel and receive. And if you happen to have or feel any physical discomforts, such as tensing of your forehead, perhaps feels like something is in your throat, or maybe even your legs starting to twitch. Simply just acknowledge it. The most important thing is to remain relaxed because all that discomfort, it just means that that's what you happen to be storing, the dense energy that is no longer serving you. And if you happen to feel any physical release sensations, such as coughing, yawning, clearing your throat, even crying or laughing, or perhaps you wish to stretch or stand up and move, please do so. It is extremely, extremely important that you do so because that is how you physically release your dense energy so that you can help me, help you, help me, help you release dense energy further. Then I can bring in the light codes and place them in the areas that you just made room. So right now, I'd like you to close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. I am called to help you clear any fear that you have currently or that is currently stored in your body that is no longer serving you. And once I do that, I've been called to bring through light codes of remembrance for you, so that you can remember more of who you truly are and why those fears that you may have been holding on to is no longer serving. So I will do that right now. Ratta rattar grito ratta ratta rattar gritar gritar rattar gritar rattar 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 pitar ratta 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 pitar ratta 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 grito ratta 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 rattar gritar gritar ratta ratta gritar ratta 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 pitar ratta 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 pitar ratta 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 per Tarra scrittura, tarra scritta, scritta, tarra ratta, tarra barata, ratta, ratta, tarra, pitarra, tarra, tarra, pitarra, tarra, tarra, scrittura, tarra scritta, 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 tarra, tarra, ratta, tarra, barata, ratta, scritto, pitarra, tarra, tarra, pitarra, tarra, tarra, scrittura, scritta, 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 scrittura, scritta, tarra, tarra, ratta, tarra, ratta, Pitarra, segretarra, 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 segretora, segretarra, segretarra, tarra, segretata, tarra, segretotoro. Pitarra, tarra, 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 pitarra, tarra, 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 segretora, segretarra, 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 tarra, 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 segretarra, tarra. Pitarra, segretarra, 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 segretora, tarra, segretarra, segretarra, tarra, tarra, segretato, tarra, pitarra, segretarra, 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 Pitarra, segretarra, 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 segretarra. Pitarra, segretarra, 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 segretato, segretarra, segretarra. Pitarra, tacarra, segretarra, 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 tacarra, segretarra, tacarra. Pitarra, segretarra, 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 segretato, carra, segretto, carrata. Per segretore, tarra, segretare, 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 segretto, carrata, segretare, segretare, carrata. Pitarra, tacarra, tacarra, segretare, pitarra, segretare, 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 segretore, segretare, tacarra, tacarra, pitarra, tacarra, segretare, segretare, segretto, tarra, segretare, segretare, segretato, corretto. Pitarra, tarra, tarra, segretare, 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 tacarra. Pitarra, tarra, segretato, corretto, corretto, tarra, tacarra, tarra, segretare, segretata, tarra, tacarra, segretato, corretto. Pitarra, segretare, 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 segreto, tarra, tacarra, segretato, tarra, segretato, corretto, corretto. Pitarra, segretare, 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 pitarra, tacarra, segretare, segreto, tarra, tacarra. Pitarra, tarra, segretare, segretare, segreto, Watahasha katita haka wahasha. Itaraka wahasha katita raka. Itarataka wahasha katitaka wahaka toko. Yata hasha katita raka wahasha katitaka rakwa. Yara hasha katitaka wahasha katita rakawa. Yara hashakatita roho takare takaroko kita. Yara tarakora katakatita kahatakara hotuka takahatakara chikrito. Hitakatakara kahatito takara hatara hatakara chikrito kara takara chikritata. Hitakara takara takara hatita chikrito ratakara takara 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 tokoro. Hitatakara takata kitara chikrito takara takara tatita hatakara chikrita. Hitara karahara skirita haskirita hoskirita skirita. Hitara haskita raskirito ora haskirita raskirito taratara. Hitara skira raskirita skirita raskirita raskirito. Hitara haskirita skirita raskirita patakra kitoro. Hitara haskira skira raskirita raskirita raskirito. Hitara haskirita raskirita 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 takara kitoro. Hitara haskirita skirita skirita ratara. Hitara para raskirita raskirito taratara skirito torokoro. Hitara Ooh, what, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, what, yeah, what. Yeah, 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 Ra 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 ra. Pita ra 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 ra. Now slowly come back to me and let me know how you feel.
That was very magical. Yeah. We have a few minutes if anybody would like to either write a comment in the chat or speak to their experience as we're waiting for either hands to rise or something to go in the chat. Oh, Christina, go ahead. Um, let me add your spotlight here.
Lily, that was incredible. I'm very sensitive to pretty much any kind of energy work, and the yawning fit that has just taken place and the feeling of spaciousness in my being. I haven't experienced light language quite like what you've just given us as an experience. And every time, what I would consider, I don't know if that's how you would say it, but like a change in dialect of light language, I literally could feel the difference of that frequency in my body and how it was like elongating and like feeling tall and spacious. And as a person who experiences a lot of nerve pain, I could feel, I don't know, the audience might know, there's nerve flossing that is a therapeutic process and it's very painful. And I just felt nerve flossing in my whole system that was painless. For a person who's been in pain for 7 years with nerve pain, I feel like I've had the best nerve flossing I've ever had, and it was painless, other than the yawning that wouldn't stop. What an incredible experience to have given us. And I can also in receiving that, fully experience the, I think I would understand why this would be of apprehension and wanting to take it public, in that you really are vulnerable in that moment. Um, so thank you for that vulnerability. Well, for your strength, it would be my vulnerability if I had to do that today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing all that, because it is absolutely true with regards to the various dialects. They were all intentionally brought through, and each and every one of them are there for a purpose. And I always like to say, it feels like you're getting an internal massage. So thank you for saying about the explaining how you were feeling about the floss, the nerve flossing where it's painless, and yeah, and you feel the expansion. So really appreciate you sharing that. So thank you.
Yes, thank
I'm
you, Lily.
I'm just going to share the comments that are in the chat here as well. I want everybody to know that Lily Lee has a beautiful gift that she's offered with the gift giveaway, and she also has one in the VIP, which both of them are very, very powerful. So, Christina, do you mind dropping her link for the gift giveaway so that people can access it? I know I've already grabbed mine. I'm very excited about it. Did you want to maybe speak for a moment about your gift, which for this purpose was the Prosperity Activation Pack?
Yeah, so with regards to prosperity, honestly, everyone, that is our natural state, truly, truly, our natural state. But because of perhaps our experiences, past experiences, um, or whatever else, we have been basically storing these various energetic blockages that is blocking us from accessing that. And when I say prosperity, I don't just mean financial, I mean prosperity in every way. That's why it's even I had a YouTube series about helping you to tap in, clear the various body parts, the organs, where you may be storing the various energetic blockages that's blocking you from connecting with your prosperity. Okay. And yeah, and again, I would love for everyone to be able to tap into that natural state, which is literally like air. We wouldn't think second, like we wouldn't think twice with regards to, oh, I better breathe in more now because I might not have any later, right? Or I might have less later, such a thing. And that's really truly how abundance, prosperity um, is like, and we all can access it. So therefore, that's why I I put together a little package. Hopefully, it will help be able to assist.
Yeah, so everybody go grab the gift if you haven't grabbed it already. It's really magical. I wanted to bring up that a couple people have spoken about something that they experienced similar to Christina in the in your beautiful channeling of the light languages. The Al mentioned that it was quite an interesting range of communication. I definitely felt the energy of that, and it was so fascinating for me to feel the different things that were occurring during that. The first one, I was very much feeling like I was holding an ember that then turned into a dragon's egg, which felt really fascinating. So I had to pick up my bloodstone crystal. And then when you shifted again, I felt very energetically like Viking era. And your last one, my little you was just I, rejoicing with the sound. Callie wrote that she had a pain in her left part of her abdomen and her right shoulder when they started. Both are gone now. Experienced a bunch of coughing at the end of your transmission that was clearing something from her throat. She feels much more grounded and calm now than when she came into the room. As well, too, Jackie had palpitations in her heart before and it went away. So she thanks you, Lily. Yeah,
Thank you so
beautiful.
much for sharing that. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
So again, if anybody's interested in the VIP package, during the break, we will drop that link. And Lily has a beautiful item in that as well. It's the activating your light language. So if you've heard how her and I have experienced our light languages, and you are inspired, especially by Lily, with all those beautiful sounds that she's channeled, then I definitely recommend grabbing the VIP thing, and that will be dropped in a few moments. In the meantime, her gift is the prosperity package and the gift giveaway. Any final words that you'd like to wind up with, Lily? It's been truly such a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you so much. I am truly, if you or anybody you know would like to access your internal guidance, your internal, basically reconnect to who you truly are. And if you resonate with this thing called the best kept secret, remember, called soul dialect and light language, and if you would like to activate it, yeah, definitely, I would say try it, go for it, normalize it. And I would love to assist you if you resonate with me, because honestly, it's the quickest way. So we can all help raise the vibration of humanity. And I'm super excited about that. And again, thank you so much, Sandra, for inviting me. And I loved every moment with all of you here today. And yeah, thank you so, so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lily Lee. Appreciate you.